So as we tune into the breath, just noticing here natural rhythm, your natural inhalations and exhalations. Noticing spaces or gaps, pauses or holds, anywhere in between the in-breath and out-breath. Just allowing ourselves to become the role of the witness, the observer, the watcher, the noticer of the breath. As we allow this breath to become more full, more expansive, we're inviting in intention to this breath. As you watch it, maybe even give the breath a color. From the base of the spine, up and out through the crown of the head, breath travels through the center line, throughout all of our energy centers within that center line. It's a concurrent flow of energy, this breath, upward from the base to the crown, and downward from the crown back into the base. To the physical body, this breath continues to flow. We'll check back in with this breath. But letting the awareness be in the physical body. Notice what you feel. Where in the body you may feel it. Just bringing that awareness to those spaces. To start to move into our physical practice. Starting to find small, subtle movements. We're all in different posture. No worries. This movement can be subtle as letting the head come from side to side or gently wiggling the fingers or toes. We're just waking on up to our practice. We're all going to meet in a child's pose, but take your time to arrive. 4 breaths, 6 breaths, even 8. Any movement along the way you'd like to find, any shifting of the body. This is just our linking space where we will meet, tuning into the connection points of the body on the mat. The forehead releases all the way down. Maybe take the forehead side to side. Child's pose can be your connection to the intention that you set for practice, as well as option to come back to the breath, physical body. Child's pose will lengthen through the arms. We'll walk both arms over to the right side of the mat. The left hand can place on or near the right, checking in with the left hip. The left side body, the left shoulder and arm, walking the arms back through center and over to the left, allowing the right hand to place on or near the left hand. Checking in with the right hip, the right side body, the right shoulder and arm. Another deep, full breath. Full exhale. And we'll come back through center. We're going to thread the needle from this space, working into the shoulders. The right arm is going to tuck underneath the left arm. Palm will turn to face up, coming onto the right shoulder, right temple. The left arm continues forward. You could raise the left arm if you'd like to move into a bind here, taking the back of the left hand to the low back or the right hip crease. We're working into that left shoulder. Gently releasing that left arm, returning it back to center, unwinding the right. Right arm reaches back to center. And we're going to take the left arm underneath the right this time. Palm faces up, coming onto the left shoulder, left temple. The right arm can stay forward. You could raise the right arm. Take the right hand to the low back or the left hip. Pour that bind into the right shoulder. Start to unwind and release the right arm back to center, untucking the left. We're back in our extended child's pose. And from here, we're gonna peel on up, guiding the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. We're in a tabletop. And walking the hands just a little bit forward, gonna release the hips down for a gentle cobra stretch. Pressing back into the palms, sending the hips back to the heels for a child's pose. We're just gonna move through this a few times with breath. Hips release, shoulders draw back, opening into the heart space, and sending the hips back towards the heels. We're linking breath with movement, moving at your pace. Maybe even continuing to watch that breath. It may have shifted in color as you've observed the breath through the energy centers. Letting any natural movement start to happen in the body. From those sets of postures, you could allow any additional movement in through the hips. Maybe circles or rotations, drawing the hips back towards the heels, finding a side stretch. Just tuning in here, allowing for another 4 rounds of breath. We'll meet back in tabletop. Taking your time getting there, you can always just meet as you're ready. I'm going to walk the hands a handprint forward, curling the toes under, just starting with a hover of the knees off of the mat. We're moving into down dog, but very slowly here. We're just lifting the knees, slowly lifting and raising the hips. We're pressing firmly into the palms. Pretty soon we'll line those ears up next to the biceps. Feet are about hip distance apart, hands are about shoulder distance apart, really letting go of the head. Maybe even allow a little nod or a little shake, or a pedaling of the heels. We'll be here for about 4 or 6 breaths, so you can really tune into the foundation of your posture, making any adjustments, any subtle shifts in movement, or even energy. your down dog, we'll all take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to raise the right leg high, pressing through the right heel. Right heel lifts straight on up and back. Take another breath in. And exhale, bend the knee, placing the right foot in between the palms for a low lunge. The left heel presses straight back. We can be on palms here. Fists for wrists if you're working through any wrists issues or sensitivities. Or you can be on the fingertips. We're going to start to lift the crown of the head, opening into the heart space. And that left foot will step forward to meet the right forward fold at the top of the mat, allowing for a bend in the knees. Or just let the head hang heavy. You could reach for opposite elbows if you'd like to take more of a ragdoll grip here. Opposite hand, opposite elbow, swaying. With the arms long and loose, you could walk the hands over to one side of one foot. And just spending an equal amount of breaths on the opposite side. Always lots of options in yoga, so just tuning into what feels best in your body. We'll let go of the elbows and roll on up to standing. We'll find mountain pose, pressing down through the heels. We'll take a few shoulder rotations here, letting the shoulders come up towards the ears and down the back. And just linking breath here with the movement. Inhales and exhales. Allowing those rotations to reverse, just traveling in the opposite direction. Maybe bending the elbows, letting the arms create more of a wingspan. Drawing circles with the elbows. From your mountain pose, foundational posture, we're drawing energy down through the heels, grounding energy down. We're also drawing energy up into the legs, just like roots will draw nutrients up through the ground. Crown of the head lifts up towards the ceiling, shoulders soften down the back, palms shine open. The core is engaged, it's an active posture. On an inhale, we'll circle, sweep the arms out wide and around on an inhale. Exhale, hands come together. We're clearing the line of energy down through our center. Inhale to reach, lift, lengthen the arms. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Right palm will just plant to the outside of that right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, over to the left. The left shoulder is soft. Inhale to raise both arms. And exhale, a slow swan dive, forward fold, leading with the heart. And inhale, we'll find a halfway lift and hold this first half lift, hands to the shins, knees or above the knees. We're lengthening the crown of the head forward, drawing the shoulders back. Energy is pressed down through the heels, the core is engaged. We'll take another breath in. And exhale as the release into forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Both hands come down. The right foot steps back, way back. We're in that low lunge. Left knee over the left ankle. Options to have fists for wrists. Again, maybe fingertips, or maybe the palms are flat down. From here, we're going to lift the crown of the head, opening into the heart space. And we'll step that left foot back to meet the right. We'll be in plank pose, holding plank pose. Your plank can be taken on the knees or lifted. Core is engaged. Fingers spread wide. Crown of the head lengthens forward. It's a long line of energy from our crown through the heels. Navel draws up and in. Tuning into the breath. One more breath in. And on the exhale, we'll release the knees down, bend the elbows. We're slowly releasing the chest and the chin. Slowly releasing the chest and the chin down to the mat. Knuckles are underneath the shoulders. Toes curl under, breathing into the heart space. We're gonna slide the heels back, the belly comes all the way down, untuck the toes. Inhale to peel the heart up. We're drawing the shoulders back, gazes down. Breathing into the belly, full expansive breaths. Another breath in. And on the exhale, we'll release the heart down, pressing back into child's pose, and making your way into a down dog. We'll take 3 to 5 breaths in either resting posture. Back in your down dog as you're ready. Checking in with that foundation. Checking in with the breath. Making any adjustments. We'll take a breath together. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale to lift the left leg high. Press the heel straight on back. We're starting there with just the lifted leg for another breath in. And exhale, the left foot steps all the way forward, low lunge, just a breath in and out. Right foot steps forward, forward fold. We're here for just a breath in and out. Arms open out to a T. We're gonna lengthen the crown of the head forward, circle sweeping the arms out wide and around. On our exhale, hands down through heart center, clearing that line of energy. Inhale to reach, lift, lengthen the arms. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we'll add a baby back bend here, bending the elbows, opening into the heart space. We're lifting the heart, the gaze. Inhale, lifting the arms high, and exhale, slowly swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Both hands come down, the left foot steps back, we're in a low lunge. Breath in. And exhale, right foot steps back, plank pose. 5 full breaths here in plank. Knees can stay lifted. You can always release the knees down for support. Full deep breaths. That 5th exhale, we'll move through a chaturanga, this time staying lifted, unless the knees come down for support like the first time. Otherwise, coming forward on the toes, releasing halfway, flipping the feet, pressing into the palms, straightening through the arms for your cobra or up dog. Difference is cobra, knees and thighs are on the mat, slight bend in the elbows. Up dog, knees and thighs lifted, arms straight, shoulders back. Find that downward facing dog. Always welcome to take child's pose. And always an option to meet with us as you're ready. One more breath in. And breath out. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, warrior 2. Right foot steps forward. Back heel swivels down. You're gonna open up the arms to a T. The hips are forward towards the long edge of the mat. Right knee tracks over the right ankle. That back foot is either parallel or slightly pigeon-toed, leaning forward or flat to the back edge of the mat. Opening up the arms to a T, pulling the wrists apart, drawing the shoulder blades together. Relaxing the shoulders, gazes over the front middle fingers. Checking in with the breath. Turn that right palm up, sweep the right arm up and back, reversing your warrior. Left arm can hang loose. You can bind that left arm to the low back, gazing at that left heel, or the other option is gazing up at that right palm. Neutral gaze is always an option. Engaging the core, coming back through, warrior two. Right arm reaches forward and down. Left arm reaches high. Always an option to bend the right elbow into the knee. If you'd like to take that left hand to the low back for a bind here, that's also an option. Release that bind if you're in it, lifting that left arm, using the core, coming back through your warrior two, right palm sweeps up and back for another breath in, and on the exhale, circle sweep both hands down, step the right foot back to meet the left, plank pose, and we'll move through your vinyasa, knees up or down, coming forward on the toes, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog, child's pose, or downward facing dog. From your down dog, take a full deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale the left leg high, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, warrior two. Let's set up that foundation. Opening up the arms. So, starting with the base, we're using all four corners of both feet. 90-degree bend over that left ankle. We're drawing the shoulder blades together, peeling the wrists apart, and gazing over the front middle fingers. That knee wants to cave into the big toe. I'm going to keep it energetically open towards the pinky toe edge side of that left foot. Left palm turns up, we'll sweep it up and back. Reversing your warrior, right arm can bind or hang loose. Back through warrior two, side warrior. Left arm reaches forward and down. Right arm extends high. Option to bend the left elbow that kind of rests on the left knee as an option to support. You can also take a bind here with that right arm coming to the low back, opening into that right shoulder. Raise that right arm if you took the bind. Peeling back on up with that core strength. Left arm sweeps up and back for a full breath in. And flow on the exhale, hands come down, left foot steps back. Your vinyasa flow, your chaturanga, your options. right elbow, hold it there. Draw it over to the left, back to the right, and left, right, back to the left, and right, left. Raise the right leg, and then warrior two. Right foot steps forward, back heel swivels down, been here before. Breath in and out, reversing your warrior. Breath in and out. Warrior two, side warrior. Right arm reaches forward and down, left arm reaches high. Option to find that bind here, or stay lifted. Raise that left arm, coming back through your warrior two. Reverse with the right arm. And we'll sweep the hands down. Chaturanga flow, right foot steps back. Down dog, we'll take a full breath in and out. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Over to the right, back to the left, and right, left, back to the right, and left and right one more time. Inhale, left leg high, and exhale, warrior two. We're flowing. Breath in and out. Good. Reversing your warrior. Inhale and exhale. Warrior two. Side warrior. Left arm forward and down. Right arm high. We're holding here. We're exploring that bind. Right hand to the back. Opening into that right shoulder. Right arm reaches back high. We're going to come back through warrior two. Reversing your warrior. And chaturanga flow on exhale. Last chaturanga. Drop to the knees and find child's pose. Send the hips back to the heels. If you like extended child's pose, big toes touch, knees widen up to the edges of the mat. Arms extend forward. Always an option to have bend in the elbows. More breaths. From your child's pose, we're going to start to peel back on up. From tabletop into down dog. And then into a forward fold. The feet could walk forward, the hands could walk back, or you could meet yourself somewhere in the middle. And we're just going to roll on up, finding mountain pose, taking all the time you'd like to get there. And that mountain pose. It's a resting pose, but we've got energy flowing here in the posture. Maybe tuning back into that energy, that flow, that breath. options to add variations to your tree if you choose. We'll start to bring weight over to that right side. Just lifting that left foot, really feeling that energy happening in that standing leg, rooting down through the heel. We're going to open that left knee out to the side. That left foot can go anywhere along the inside of the right leg. You can even keep the toes on the mat, or if you want to help that foot above the knee, pressing that heel into the meaty part of the thigh is a good placement. Our hips are going to stay neutral and forward. That left knee nice and open out to the side. Hand placement can be wherever is most supportive, maybe on the hips or at the side body or heart center. Our gaze is a drishti point, a non-moving focal point, line or space in front of you. Focusing in on that balance, that concentration. You can grow your branches if you choose, or you can keep your arms and hands wherever you feel most supported. As long as you'd like. As we come out of any balancing posture, especially tree, we want to keep our hips and knees healthy, so that knee's just going to turn back to midline and gently releasing that back down to the mat. You can certainly walk out the knees here, or find any movement in through the feet, maybe tiptoes, or rolling onto the four corners of the feet. Any release you'd like to find. And then we'll just resume in that mountain pose, maybe even letting the eyes close here for a few breaths. Feeling that steady energy through both standing legs, that solid, supportive energy. To bring awareness into that left side, left standing leg, lifting the right foot, turning the knee out. Maybe the side is asking for a different placement of that foot, so just being mindful and honoring both sides of the body, hips forward. Wherever you adjust or help the foot along, wherever you choose to fix your gaze. Focus the breath. Any kinds of trees experience this side differently than the previous side. Breath here, deep inhales through the nose, open mouth, exhale, 2 more. start to widen up the legs, a little wider than the hips, turning the heels in, toes out. We're gonna meet in a yogi squat, but maybe the hips wanna find movement, or the knees wanna bend, where you can lift the arms up on an inhale, and we're just bending into the knees, drawing the hands down through the heart, finding that heart-centered squat. Palms pressed together, the elbows gently open up the knees. Let the hips release a little bit more. It's almost like we're tucking the tailbone slightly while simultaneously drawing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. So we're finding length in the spine. Also releasing energy from the crown down through the spine into the hips. And knee on the belly. We like to get a little bit of a hip opener. It's just a gentle hip opener before we make our way down. You can just come forward, leaving both hands and feet on the mat, letting the knees rest onto the elbows. You're getting a gentle stretch into the back of the hips, maybe the inner and outer hips here. We're not here long, we're just transitioning. Stay there as long as you like. We're just lifting and releasing the knees down gently and coming forward onto the belly. But again, taking any time in any posture that feels good to you. Once we get down to the belly, we'll just take a few breaths wherever the arms rest, wherever the head rests, just letting it be natural. In Sphinx pose when you're ready, just peeling on up, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, palms face down. We're drawing energy down from the shoulders into the elbows, lengthening the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. This is your Sphinx pose. Let the chin roll down to the chest. Just let the head hang heavy. Taking one ear over towards one shoulder, opening into the opposite side collar. Rolling the chin towards the chest, opposite ear, opposite shoulder. Let the head release and lift back up. We're setting up a twist here. We're going to take the right knee out to the side, just like we just did in our tree pose, but here on our belly. The foot doesn't have to touch the inside of the left leg. We're going to lift the right arm and thread the needle just like we did at the beginning of practice with our child's pose. Left arm tucks underneath the right, coming onto the left shoulder, left temple. And we're going to take that right arm and we're going to open it on up. Wherever it is you can open that arm up to. We're looking at an open arm twist with the heart up towards the ceiling. If you're not quite there, no worries. You're just extending into this wherever you might be. You're getting a twist in through the spine, a gentle release in through the hips. Twist from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. A couple more breaths. The deep breaths help unblock, unlock, unstick, and release. areas of energy stored in the body, areas of resistance the breath might meet. Breath is the tool. Help release and surrender those spaces. We're going to slowly start to come back, maybe slower than you even want to, just giving the spine, the full body time to unwind and come back into that resting spot wherever the arms rest, the chin or the forehead. Back in Sphinx pose, elbows underneath the shoulders. Set that up with the left side, left knee bends out, left elbow lifts up, right arm threads under, coming onto the right shoulder, right temple. The left arm opens, opens, opens as far as you can open. Wherever you meet resistance, that is just your point, just finding that point. There's clenching, tension, gripping happening in the body using the breath. You might have more openness on the side, maybe less. Just again, we honor both sides using the breath as the tool to bring balanced energy to both sides. Three more breaths. Deep, full breaths. Full, complete exhales. Start to slowly unwind, just as gently and slowly. It might feel nice to just let the hips rock side to side, finding the bony structure of the hips and letting them just rock out and release. We're gonna take the hands underneath the shoulders eventually when you're ready, drawing the heels towards the glutes and just letting the feet fall side to side like windshield wipers. You can find circles around the kneecaps if that feels good too. We're just releasing the low back, the hips, and the legs. From here, we're going to find a traditional child's pose to round through the spine, which is the best counter pose to a twist. It is anything that puts a natural curve back in the spine. So drawing the legs together, the knees together, sitting back on the hips, hips to heels. We're going to draw the hands back by the feet, bringing the forehead down to the mat or the crown of the head, depending on where you are. It's just a nice full curve in the spine. Very restorative posture just to be here with breath. To slowly come on up out of your child's pose, just straightening through the spine. We're going to send the feet forward, coming onto the hips, the seat. Feet and heels to the mat, knees bent, arms can extend or rest behind the thighs, wherever you are. We're just letting the spine roll onto the mat. The core is zipped up, it stays engaged. Once you let that mid-back and shoulder blades release, you can let the arms stretch overhead, press through the heels. Finding a nice full body stretch, maybe taking the head side to side. And here we'll take the knees into the chest, either knees to chest or a happy baby. So you can draw the knees in close or have them further away. Depends on where you need to release on the low back or the side of the hips. You take the feet into the hands for your happy baby. Just notice the tailbone lifts up. You're more into the mid-range of the back. As you may change the positioning of the hands to ankles, shins, thighs, you get that low back rooted down to the mat. You're able to give yourself a nice little massage, a release. Choose your release here as we're winding down. You could sway side to side or let the knees come all the way over to one side or the other. Or in happy baby, straighten one or both legs. Whatever you need here. If you have any final postures from here you'd like to find before final Shavasana, you can tune into whatever that might be here now. Plenty of wall space for legs off the wall as a final option. Honoring the last few bits of practice before we take our time in our Shavasana to reap all of the benefits of the physical practice we just had. Finding that final posture as you're ready. Options can be a traditional Shavasana on the back, arms and legs, taking up as much space as you'd like to create, or any other variation you choose. As we begin our practice tuned into the breath, we'll begin our Shavasana tuning into the breath. Deep, full inhales through the nose. Open mouth exhale. Do that 2 more times. Letting go of all of the muscles in the face. Letting go of the jaw. Softening the space between the brows. And letting the eyelids go heavy. Letting the tongue release from the back of the mouth. Opening up all 4 corners of the throat. Relaxing the shoulders. Releasing the spine, the torso. Arms sink heavy. Fingers release. Giving hips full permission to surrender. The energy that is stored, be let go. Legs sink heavy. Releasing the toes. Releasing all of the muscles in the body, letting them fall away from the bones. So you sink heavier with each breath. Letting the body be heavy.